Welcome back into WDHN Daytime. Now I'm here with ALEA Senior Trooper Kendra over here. We're going to be talking about something pretty big happening this upcoming week, and it's Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day is coming up, so many people outside, out on their boats, things like that. So why don't you tell us any rules or regulations that you guys are having out for people who are going to be especially out on the waters, boating around on this holiday?
So actually a new law that has recently passed, because we expect with Florida and Georgia being right there on the state line that people usually travel to Lake Eufaula in Alabama and our different waterways, but also they are required to have an Alabama's boating license even if they are out of state in order to be able to boat on our waterways.
And for people who aren't following these rules when they're boating, especially boating under the influence on this holiday, what are some consequences that people could face?
So if you don't have, the necessary certificates and IDs that you need in order to be boating, or if you are boating under the influence, you can either be issued a citation or you can be detained and taken, to the nearest jail and be prosecuted for boating under the influence, because the biggest thing that we want to promote is safety on our waterways. We want everyone to be able to have fun and enjoy their families and, not possibly end up in a tragic situation.
And also with the drinking on Memorial Day, I know many people are going to be out there wanting to have some drinks to have a good time. Now, what are some rules and regulations you guys are having in place on Memorial Day, especially for people who are going to try and drink underage?
Right. So we're actually getting ready to start our 100 Days of Safety with Memorial Day weekend coming, and we're actually getting ready to do a joint press conference with Florida and Georgia for a National Safe Boating Week to go out and remind people, encourage them, hey, be mindful of the things that you're doing on the waterways. We'll be out in heavy enforcement. We'll have troopers with our Marine Patrol Division, and also, like I said, partnering with Florida and Georgia, because it's not going to just stop at our state line. It's also going to be enforced in Florida and Georgia as well, and we're working together to ensure that folks aren't boating under the influence, and we can do anything that we can to prevent that.
Now, is this the first time that you guys are working with Georgia and Florida on this?
Yes, this is actually our first joint press conference that we are doing this Memorial Day weekend, but we usually sometimes have a thing called Hands Across the Border, where we actually work with Florida or Georgia, and we get together and we do like highway patrol enforcement details. So that's something that we also implement in well with our summer weeks, summer months, and things like that.
And also too, with Memorial Day, is there going to be more of a patrol presence around like Lake Eufaula and even around some lakes here in Dothan for the holiday?
Absolutely. We will have a heavy law enforcement presence on our waterways, because again, the biggest thing is safety. We want to be able to promote that, and we want to prevent drownings, any fatalities or boating under the influence as much as we can.
No, yeah, absolutely. And also in regards to, you guys working with like Georgia and Florida right now, and I know you guys said this is your first time doing, a joint press conference like this. Do you guys plan on doing this again for any, future holidays or events, kind of like spring break, maybe?
I can definitely see something that we continue to do, because depending on the success of it, which we do feel like it's going to have a good impact on our boaters and, people that are visiting, if they're visiting Florida, Georgia, or Alabama, they see that law enforcement present and it can help deter them. So I definitely see us doing this moving forward in the future.
It's always important just, to stay safe on the waters, stay safe out there for the holiday. I know it's a very big holiday. It's going to be really warm this week too, almost 90 degrees it's going to be, so pretty warm out there. So always just, staying safe and just staying aware. And we do have some more news and weather coming up on Daytime for you. Your time is 11:30. Here's a live look at the Gulf this morning. We'll be right back.